Well, welcome everybody. I was just looking around there to make sure all of our schools were here. We are all here with the exception of E-Green, but their student couldn't be here, so we're going to honor the student next month. But I want to welcome everyone to our, let's see now, what month is this? April Outstanding Student of the Month, or is it May? March, oh my God, I'm wishing the year away. One of those years. And I want to congratulate each and every student here today, and their families actually, because we certainly understand that you are sending to us your most prized possession, and we appreciate how well you have, raised your children, because when they come to us, they are excelling, and we appreciate your partnership, we really do. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring up each student by school. We typically start with elementary, and your child's principal will read off what was said about them on the nomination form so you can hear about how awesome they are. Not that you don't already know that. And then what I actually do is I ask the students to say a few words, and usually what I ask them is, what has contributed to your success? And I get a range of answers each time. But I kind of like to hear from the students because they're really an inspiration to other students, and I want them to kind of give us some insight into how they've become so successful. So each student will also get a certificate and a frame. And in this package is some gifts for you that honor this very special occasion. And as I say each time we meet, this is a very prestigious award. Less than 2% of all of our kids ever get this award. You can only get it once, and you have to have a combination of both good academic standing, but equally important is you're regarded as a good citizen in our schools. You're a collaborator, you communicate, you share, kind of goes along with our vision of the graduate. In fact, as I say to parents who come through, your children are already exhibiting the skills that we hope all children exhibit when they graduate, however soon or far away that is for your child. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring up our first principal and student. And we're going to start with Anna Reynolds School. I have Mr. Smith here, building principal, and he's going to honor Miss Noelle Schuyler, or is it Schuyler Noelle?
Schuyler Noelle.
Do you get that all the time? I think that's enough. Come on up. Sorry about that. Come on up, Schuyler.
So as Dr. Brumman shared, I'm here today with Schuyler Noelle, who is our March Student of the Month for Anna Reynolds. Before I share a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about the process. So each of the teachers has the opportunity to nominate a student to be their class's Student of the Month, and then we have a committee that is able to see all the nominations, and then our Outstanding Student of the Month is voted on and chosen. And Schuyler is Anna Reynolds' Outstanding Student of the Month for the month of March. I was just telling her mom before I started that normally we send it out and I ask teachers to give me some information and share some things. I've never had so many people write back and share information about a student. So I'm going to share what Schuyler's teachers had to say about her. Mrs. Dyson, her 4th grade teacher, says Schuyler embodies the qualities of a role model in room 27 and around Anna Reynolds. She is a mature, compassionate student and can always be found doing what's right. Schuyler is consistently prepared and ready to learn for every lesson. She anticipates materials needed and is organized and actively listening at a moment's notice. This diligence is carried throughout the day, as Schuyler is frequently participating in lessons and completes her work with meticulous care and pride. It's evident she has high academic standards for herself. Schuyler will also eagerly help a student better understand a concept or simply complete a favor for her in the classroom. I wholeheartedly nominate Schuyler for March Student of the Month. Mrs. LaFerriere, Schuyler's 3rd grade teacher, says that she has the privilege of having Schuyler in 3rd grade and has watched her grow academically and socially over the past year and a half. She's a great role model in Reynolds and is always a shining student within the classroom. Academically, she excels in all subjects and is always participating in class. Socially, she is a mature student and always tries her best to solve problems in a positive manner. Mrs. LaFerriere cannot wait to hear about all the amazing things that you will do and accomplish next year at Martin Kellogg. Mrs. Davis, Schuyler's 2nd grade teacher, says it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to work with Sky throughout her 2nd grade year. She was a motivated learner who did not hesitate to ask questions for further clarification to complete her work accurately. Sky is the kind of student who takes great great pride in her work, and always strived to complete all her assignments neatly and meticulously. When assignments and tests were returned, she was always persistent in ensuring she made the necessary changes, whether on paper or digitally. Sky sets a great example for all with her wonderful work ethic and good attitude and behavior in and out of the classroom. She is so well deserving of this recognition. Mrs. Davis is very proud of Sky and knows she will continue to work diligently and shine during her illustrious academic career and beyond. Mrs. Byron, her first grade teacher, says that it has been amazing watching Skylar grow up over the years. She is now a beautiful young woman with unlimited promise and abundant possibilities ahead. Skylar is already mature and ready to learn back in first grade. She seemed to know and value how important her education would be. She listened attentively and soaked up all that was happening around her. She worked hard and collected the skills and strategies that would move her forward. She socialized and connected, finding her place in the greater community and coming to know herself more deeply. It has been so rewarding to watch her change and progress over the years. What stands out most is how Sky carries herself. Supported by her fantastic family and a caring network of teachers and friends, Skylar projects admirable authenticity. It is a rare find. Her journey goes equally outward and inward as she explores the world around her and finds out her role within it. It is such an honor to have been part of her formative experiences, and I know that she has the tools and insight to find success in whatever she chooses. Congratulations on this amazing honor, Skylar. Mrs. Cotrera, her kindergarten teacher, says Skylar demonstrated in kindergarten that she would be destined for great things, and here she is as our outstanding student of the month. Skylar came to kindergarten each day with a smile on her face, ready for whatever the day had to offer. I am so proud of all Skylar has accomplished so far. Skylar, I wish you nothing but the best as you move on to middle school and beyond. Mrs. Schumacher, her art teacher, says Skylar always works hard and expresses her creative ideas in her artwork. She's a friend to all and is a pleasure to work with. Mrs. Gallup says that Skylar is an Anne Reynolds role model. She's a hard worker who always strives to do her best, whether it's inside or outside of the classroom. This year, Skylar took on the challenge of playing the violin. She's also a member of the Anne Reynolds chorus and is a kind and caring student who's always willing to lend a helping hand. Mrs. Masuli, her student council advisor, says that Skylar is hardworking and dependable. She's always willing to help out and is a role model to her peers and younger students. She's poised, shows leadership, and serves as our peer mentor supervisor, which she's been overseeing our pen pal program with the high school. We are so lucky to have her at Anne Reynolds. Skylar, as I was sharing, is a peer mentor supervisor in the student council. She is a regular member of the morning announcements team. She plays the violin in the school orchestra and is a member of the 4th grade chorus. She recently received an honorable mention for her writing in the Connecticut Writing Project's writing contest. Outside of school, Skylar does hip-hop dance at the YWCA and Backstage Academy of Dance, and she aspires to be a model, actress, or fashion designer. Congratulations, Skylar, for being Anna Reynolds' outstanding student of the month.
Because I was at the student council inauguration when I heard about that new position this year. That's new. And here she is, outstanding student of the month. So Skylar, tell, and we're using a microphone because this is being videotaped and all attendees and families will get a copy of this tomorrow. What do you think has contributed to your success at Anna Reynolds?
I think my participants, because even if I don't know the answer, I always try. And I study hard. Every time I get home, I do my homework first thing and double check it multiple times to make sure I'm not wrong.
Wow. At the end, I'll have all the kids come up for a group photo because I put this on the front page of my newsletter when it happens. So I will bring you back up in a little while, Sky. Good to hear all those wonderful things. Alrighty, we're going to skip over E. Green, as I mentioned. Now we're going to invite up Mr. Gatos from John Patterson. And oh my goodness, another Skylar, Skylar Miller.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Gatos, principal from John Patterson. It is an absolute pleasure to introduce Skylar Miller as our Superintendent Student of the Month this month. And I think one of the more impressive things, Skylar, as much as your teachers talked about you, they mentioned your parents equally as much. So I think the teachers wanted to write in recommendations for your parents to receive the Parent of the Month award. So Lauren and Dan, great job. Teachers speak very highly of you guys as well. Again, congratulations to all of our award winners. It's such a great honor. Skylar is a 4th grade student in Miss Doobie's class at John Patterson. She was nominated and selected for the award this month because she's an all-around great school citizen, because of her excellent behavior, her outstanding effort and attitude, and her contributions to our school and community. Ms. Doobie writes in her nomination of Skylar, "I am proud to nominate Skylar for the Student of the Month Award. Over the last couple of months, she has worked closely and has been a huge help to her peers when they are in need. She helps them work through their math problems, reads with them, and encourages them in their strengths. Her patience, kindness, and support has been a huge contribution to our classroom and her peers." In addition to her classroom teacher, Mrs. Jensen, who is her 3rd grade teacher, and Ms. Sachatello, who is her 1st grade teacher, called you a natural leader. And that was the first term out of both of their mouths. It was cool how it was the exact same term. Mr. Kemp again called you a leader, and that's Skylar's music teacher and band teacher. She said she is a leader among the 4th grade peers in both her music class and her band ensemble and lessons. Mr. Kemp calls you an all-star flute player. That's pretty amazing. Mrs. Dalton, our library media specialist, when asked her comment, and I quote, "I am a super fan of the Miller family. Skylar has continued a long line of greatness. She is an avid reader, and Mrs. Dalton's convinced you read about a book a day. Is that true?" More. That's impressive. And is a strong advocate for herself and her friends. Again, Mrs. Dalton calls you a true leader. As mentioned above, Skylar is an awesome student in Miss Doobie's class. When meeting with her earlier, she told me her favorite subject is math, and outside of school she plays basketball and soccer. Additionally, she enjoys playing video games, kind of a standard, right, for 4th graders? She's also really looking forward to attending John Wallace Middle School, and when I asked, what are you looking forward to most about the middle school, her siblings are in the Aerospace Academy, and she's really looking forward to having that opportunity to apply for that. Skylar is a role model at John Patterson and is an example of the best we have to offer. Congratulations, Skylar.
And Skylar, what would you like to say to our audience today about what's contributed to your strong standing at John Patterson?
I think what contributed to me being Outstanding Student of the Month was my hard work and my friendships and helping people out.
All right, now rounding out for our last elementary presentation today. We don't have Miss Lawrence here today. She has sent her head teacher to join us today. I'm going to invite her up along with, let's see, Cameron Lewis. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Emily Provost, and I'm the head teacher at Chafee School. And Mrs. Lawrence is so sad she can't be here today to honor you, Cameron, but I'm so excited that I get to do this. So here we go. We are so proud of you. Chafee School is excited to honor Cameron Lewis as our Outstanding Student of the Month for March. Cameron is an excellent role model for his peers. He is always paying close attention during lessons. He asks questions when he is unsure about something and adds great comments to our class discussions. He takes the time to think deeply about a topic of study and can convince other students to do the same. When someone needs help, he is patient and clearly explains things. He is an athlete that likes using what he has learned about sportsmanship at recess to help solve issues with his peers. He lets his peers know when they are doing something inappropriate, and he will walk away from them to let them know he does not support their actions. It takes a great deal of maturity to do that with your friends, so keep up that great work, Cam. Once many of Cameron's teachers heard he was receiving this honor, they could not wait to share all about their time with him. Mrs. Lewis, our technology teacher, went on to say how Cameron is a hardworking student. He comes to technology classes prepared with his Chromebook charged and ready to learn. He is always eager to learn and to create new things in technology class. Cameron is a great computational thinking problem solver, which helps him with his work he is doing, learning computer science and coding in technology. During music, Mr. Walling shares how he consistently sings in tune and with maximum focus and effort, and is a leader in our 4th grade chorus. He also plays the trumpet in our band. He often comes into lessons having learned something new on his own, in addition to the concepts and the material being taught. He is a pleasure to have in class and sets a great example for his peers. Cameron shows his enthusiasm for learning every library and media day, according to Mrs. Riley. He participates consistently and always puts forth his best effort to meet or exceed the target. And this shows in the quality of his work. He is one of my frequent flyers at Book Exchange, Mrs. Riley says, in the mornings, and is eager to share with me what he's been reading and what he has on deck to read. Cameron is a joy to have in media class, a great role model at Chafee School, and an outstanding student, very deserving of this award, Mrs. Riley says. And of course, we could not contain Mrs. Casarado's excitement as she had Cameron in kindergarten and was so thrilled to hear of this honor. She went on to say how he was a standout student even in kindergarten, bright, funny, kind, polite, engaged, and engaging, and always full of interesting insights to share. He made me smile, this is Mrs. Casarado talking, and made me proud every day. He is loved by his peers because he is a great partner and teammate to have. Mrs. Casarado enjoyed watching you become a budding musician and a terrific kid to have in class. The only regret was that she couldn't keep you longer. So congratulations to Cameron on being the Outstanding Student of the Month. Mrs. Casarado said, an honor well deserved. So as you can see, all of us at Chafee are so honored to have Cameron be our Outstanding Student of the Month for March. He is a true Chafee Cardinal. We know you will go on to do amazing things, Cameron, so keep up that fantastic work.
I appreciate that. I'm always amazed that not that the teachers remember the students, but the level of detail that they remember. I mean, after kindergarten was quite a long time ago, right? And yet your teacher remembers that like it was yesterday. So with that in mind, what would you say has contributed to your success at Chafee?
I think that the teachers helped a lot.
Great answer. Anything else?
Not really.
Aha, he's looking for $20 later. But in all seriousness, well done, Cameron, and thank you so much for stepping into Mrs. Provost. So we'll have you back later for a photo opportunity. All right. All right, now we are going to head over to our middle schools. And first up is going to be Mr. Lambert. He will be talking about Lemire Pritchard. Come on up.
Thank you, Dr. Brummett, and I'd like to also extend congratulations to all the families that are sending us such terrific kids. You know, this is such a testament to your investment in education and your investment in your children, and we're so thankful and delighted to be able to work with your children each day. So, we're excited to talk about what this looks like at the middle level. Our process is a little bit different. We have obviously more students. In Martin Kellogg, we have about 600 students. We have a committee of about 7 staff members. And each month, we accept nominations This month, we had 35 nominations for the Outstanding Student of the Month, and rising up from the nominations was an unusual circumstance, and that's that we have Demir Pritchard as a 5th grader earning this recognition. That is very unusual. We usually like our students to come in and sort of show their stuff over the years. But Demir has a wow factor, and it is in the family, because in the month of December, James Pritchard, his brother from Anna Reynolds, was also our Outstanding Student of the Month. So we're hoping the Pritchard family is open to writing a book and saying it all started here. So with that, so I'm excited to talk to you about Demir's success at Martin Kellogg. Demir Pritchard was selected as Martin Kellogg's Outstanding Student of the Month for demonstrating the 4 pillars each day: pride, respect, responsibility, and integrity. He enters school each day with a friendly smile and is sure to say good morning. Not only does Demir shine in his academics and his work ethic, but when it comes to being a classmate, friend, and citizen, he just seems to get it. Demir is a 5th grade student at Martin Kellogg, where he says he loves his teachers. Nice work. He reports that he enjoys playing the trombone and band and playing basketball with his friends and spending time with his family. His favorite subject in school is social studies, and he's very much looking forward to learning about the Revolutionary War because it's his favorite time period. Demir is very proud of himself as a student with integrity, as he sees himself as a kind friend and a kind classmate. He's also very proud of his big brother status, especially with a 6-week-old newborn in his life. He's appreciative of the responsibilities and the learning experiences that have come with being the oldest sibling, and he'd like to say thank you to his parents today for everything that they've done to help shape him. Since the beginning of the year, Demir has made an incredible improvement effort. His honesty and humble nature to ask for help and talk through challenges allows him to build a toolbox that he maturely relies on independently. He doesn't let his pride stand in the way of understanding that he may require support in certain areas. He would just reach out to his teachers or school social worker to seek the support he needs in order to move forward. This shows an incredible dedication to self-advocacy and responsibility at the very young age of 10. It's not always easy, especially after transitioning into a middle school environment. Demir is a well-rounded individual who takes pride in himself as a student and friend every day. For example, in science class, Ms. Madonia shares that he is engaged in the lessons and puts on his quote-unquote scientist hat when it's time to investigate and explore a phenomenon. There are many times when students need to share their thinking, and Demir models and shares his observations with partners. He has great discourse with his peers and explains his thinking thoroughly. He then actively listens when his partner is sharing and gives them thoughtful feedback. This demonstrates the pride that Demir takes in his learning and how important he thinks his peers' thinking is as well. Now, when it comes to math class, Ms. Maslak says that Demir is one of the go-to students when it comes to sharing the why behind an answer to a math problem. Despite any challenges that are presented in each lesson, Demir will look at it as an opportunity to conquer the task, and he's not afraid to make a mistake. He takes the teacher's advice to heart and investigates the best way to learn and tackle the problem. He's also very open to sharing strategies that have worked for him. And he's enthusiastic to share his process, even come up to the board and work with the teacher to help model a problem. At times, when the class is practicing the skills from the lesson, the students are paired up in partners or small groups. There are days when the kids can choose their own partner, and others, the partners are assigned. Demir is the student that kids seem to be very happy to be paired with, and they gravitate to him when given the choice. His demeanor, kind presence, and no judgment attitude is exactly what his peers need and are looking for to help take risks. Math is a subject which many students can struggle and can be apprehensive to take risks. His natural encouragement has led many students to smile and feel good about themselves because they were able to work through a task and take a risk with his assistance. In turn, the teacher has seen hands up to present an answer in the class, and a hand or two that may have never gone up had it not been to Demir's influence. Demir is known for his hard work and ethic and wellness as well. Mr. Orozco mentions that Demir volunteers and takes leaderships in the classroom and in the gymnasium setting. He makes his classmates feel wanted. and sets the tone. During the ropes course field trip recently, Demir wasn't afraid to take risks or try new challenges. He embraced the challenges and, more importantly, cheers on his classmates to support them when they're trying new things. Mr. Orozco expressed that it's been a pleasure to have Demir in school this year. Mrs. Vass, his other wellness teacher, mentioned that Demir excels in working with his classmates in physical education when he demonstrates effective teamwork and communication skills. He makes sure to include his peers and cheer them on. Demir consistently puts forth his best effort and improves his skills with each and every lesson. On a musical note, Demir started playing trombone this fall. Mr. Bell said he wasn't even sure Demir was interested in trombone. When he spoke with Demir and his mother, he mentioned that he needed trombone players, and he accepted the challenge immediately. He's definitely a team player. He has done so well this year, and he has quickly moved from a beginner to a true contributor to the ensemble. He has also worked hard and consistently shows improvement. He's so quote-unquote teachable and is a treat to work with. Just recently, Mr. Bell asked if he could change how he was playing, and without questioning why, he went home and he got right to work. Only a week later, he had already corrected the problem and is moving forward nicely. He is a great student. Mr. Bell loves working with him, and I quote Mr. Bell when he says, "I hope he sticks with it all 4 years and beyond." Demir is a great friend to all. Kindness seems to come naturally. He's often the student we choose to pair up with students who may be shy or struggling. His gentle, kind demeanor is the reason for this. He initiates conversation, asks them questions to prompt thinking, and makes students feel comfortable to share their ideas. He also goes the extra mile to make everyone feel included and supported. When we've asked specific students who are they comfortable working with or sitting next to, Demir's name always comes up. He's consistently identified as a friend to others, a student who is always doing the right thing, and a community member who is making a positive impact on his classmates. Hearing this repeatedly is one of the most heartwarming parts of being a teacher. For any elementary students in the crowd today, Demir's advice for success is the following. Don't worry about switching classes. It isn't as challenging as you think. Make sure you stay on task. Even if you're not on task or absent, make sure you keep up good work habits and get your work done, and everything will come out great. Demir, your teachers want to thank you for being a positive, bright light in our school and on our team. The advice you're providing is a testament to your dedication, determination, and perseverance. We consider ourselves the lucky ones and have loved watching you grow into a leader and a role model for many. We look forward to watching you to continue to shine over the next 3 years at Martin Kellogg, and congratulations again on a very well-deserved recognition.
Wow, Demir, that was amazing. Can you tell us can you provide us with any advice or what really helped you be such a strong student?
Just focus.
Congratulations once again, Demir. Quite welcome. Alrighty, now we're going to circle to John Wallace with Mr. Dan Diaz, principal, and Tessa Grande. Come on up, Tessa.
Welcome everyone. Thank you again. It's just a great event for all of us, and congratulations to all the students, particularly elementary students. Mr. Lambert and I always look forward to this event because we get to see the great students that are coming our way at the middle level. So congratulations to all the families here today. So it's my pleasure today to speak on behalf of Tessa Grande. Tessa is a grade 8 student at John Wallace Middle School, and she's been nominated for Student of the Month by her grade 8 social studies teacher, Mrs. Perot. Based on the fact that Tessa consistently demonstrates each of the 5 Wallace Pride pillars, which are preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. We're very proud of Tessa, and I'm excited today to share some words about her from her teachers at the ceremony today. And you'll see from their comments, she truly exemplifies the Pride pillars at Wallace. In terms of preparation, Tessa is a student who is consistently prepared for class and ready to engage in class activities. She She always has the right mindset for learning, and she's a great role model for her peers. Her class participation and the sharing of her ideas has really grown this year. Tessa has really found her voice. With respect, Tessa demonstrates respect for herself, peers, and the adults in her building on a daily basis. She says hello and goodbye each day, which may not sound like a huge thing to this room, but for middle school students, that is a triumph, just saying hello and goodbye as they walk by you. And she treats all with kindness. Tessa is the epitome of integrity. She has earned the trust of her teachers and her peers and does the right thing, no matter who is watching or who is present. She ensures all of her assignments and tests are completed and does so with a maturity we hope all of her peers will model and learn from. In terms of determination, she does not give up on her learning. As the school year progresses, concepts and skills become increasingly more challenging, and Tessa continues to rise to each challenge. With excellence, she is a motivated and responsible student, very responsive to feedback, and is always one of the first students to quickly respond and either edit, resubmit, or alter her assignment. She works diligently to achieve her goals. I asked some of Tessa's teachers to share some words about her today, and here are a few quotes from them. Mrs. Peralt, who nominated Tessa, said she's an outstanding student in all ways. She has grown leaps and bounds in social studies writing and her presentation skills this year. Tessa analyzes primary source documents at the level of a high school student and is growing into an excellent writer. Mrs. Peralt actually often uses Tessa's work as a model for other students in the classroom. Her science teacher, Mrs. Stebbins, shared that Tessa is an absolute pleasure to have as a student in class. She always works hard and has grown this year as a student. In addition to science, she has really developed in her leadership role in her yearbook club. She has stepped up and taken on the reins on many tasks. She goes above and beyond working on tasks on her own time. Ms. Frazon and I are so proud of her and her dedication to our yearbook club. Ms. Alvarez, who is a continuous substitute for Spanish for Mrs. Pino, shared, Tessa is a respectful and goal-oriented student. She reaches out when she needs clarification, and her intrinsic motivation always has her working to apply prior and new knowledge with her studies. Her kindness is also apparent through her respect for her peers and teachers. Her technology teacher, Mr. Valera, said Tessa takes pride in her work and puts forth tremendous effort in all of her activities that are assigned to her. Her language arts teacher, Ms. Wright, shared she is a wonderful language arts student. She goes above and beyond and puts great care and attention into her work. She leads by example and is a pleasure to have in class. Her math teacher, Mrs. Bruno, shared that Tessa is a very strong math student. If she doesn't understand a topic at first, she'll explore every avenue possible until she figures it out. She is not afraid to ask questions and determined to figure something out on her own before asking for help. She usually succeeds at whatever she puts her mind to. And finally, Mr. Kelly, her band teacher, shared that Tessa is not only a talented clarinetist, but she is also one of the band officers. She's incredibly responsible and an industrious young student. A little more about Tessa outside of school, as I mentioned by Mr. Kelly. She's a very talented clarinetist and band officer, and she's really looking forward to joining the Newington High School band next school year. Tessa also plays softball and track or cross country she's looking forward to pursuing at Newington High School. In her spare time, she loves to read, spend time with her family, particularly board game nights. On that note, Tessa is actually the youngest of her siblings. And when I spoke to Mom shared that Tessa's older siblings actually received Student of the Month awards, but they have never received an Outstanding Student of the Month award in her family. So she's the first one. So she finally has something on her older siblings that she can brag about. So congratulations on that, Tessa. As far as advice that she has for students that are coming up from 4th grade, I asked her about that, and she said her advice would be to really just try to enjoy middle school. Like many of our 4th graders that come up, Tessa shared she too was a little anxious at first coming to middle school. But she said you end up finding the right friends and the right connections and getting on the right path. And as long as you do the right thing and continue to challenge yourself, it will all work out. So we're all very proud of you, Tessa. We congratulate you as being selected as John Wells Middle School's Outstanding Student of the Month. Congratulations.
grade and being respectful to teachers and just trying my best.
Wow. I have to say, one of the nicest parts about this whole event is I look out in the audience and I see lots of beaming guests. So very proud of their granddaughter, daughter, niece, nephew, friend, it doesn't matter, they're very proud. So without further ado, we have one more honoree today from Newington High School, presented by Mr. Harris, one of our vice principals. Shania Taylor, come on up.
So, usually Mr. Gatos says this, but you're only going to get this honor one time, so now's the chance to lobby your folks for ice cream. I've never gotten this far in the program without that advice being given. It's super important.
Very true.
And also, coming from the high school, I get to tell you how very excited I am knowing all of you will be up with us at some point, some in the very near future, some a little bit longer, but we're really excited to have such great students coming our way. Now it's Shania's turn. Awkward yet? No. So it is my great pleasure to be here today to present Superintendent's Outstanding Student of the Month on behalf of Newington High School to Shania Taylor. She is a senior at Newington High and was chosen out of over 1,300 students to receive this recognition. Not only is she a fantastic student, she's very active in the community. She's been a camp counselor at Camp Recreate and volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club, and is by all accounts a fabulous older sister to her 3-year-old sister and 1-year-old brother. She's also a great student. Did I say that yet? She's currently or has taken 8 honors classes and 4 AP or ECE classes throughout her time with us at NHS. She participates in the National Honor Society, as well as the honor societies for music, social studies, English, and math. Shania is also very well-rounded as a student, participating in our high school chamber choir, in which she is the soprano section leader, the Stop the Stigma Club, Student Council, DECA, and Future Business Leaders of America, in which about 2 weeks ago she took 2nd and 5th place in the state competition. While all of these achievements are impressive, what the teachers and faculty have to say about her really shows what makes Shania outstanding. Mr. McGoldrick told me that Shania was an outstanding student in class participation, on assessments, and is an example to her peers. Mrs. Hunt said that Shania is just the most lovely student. Not only is she hardworking and dedicated to her studies, she is focused on her learning, not just her grades. She is kind to others and always willing to help those who need it. Mr. Sullivan shared that Shania is a true leader in the classroom. She routinely participates in class discussions and always brings a positive attitude to school. She is greatly respected by both her peers and the faculty. Mr. Barbarata, her AP psychology teacher, says she is the first to volunteer to answer a question, participate in an experiment, and to share personal details of her life that connect to the content. Shania will make whatever college or university she chooses a better place for having her as a member of the student body. I look forward to hearing about her future successes, as I know there will be many. Mrs. Norowski, Shania's advisory teacher, shared that she is an amazing young woman. It has genuinely been a pleasure watching her mature over the past 4 years. I admire the confidence she has and her willingness to go after what she wants. She is also kind and helpful. While she is very involved in many activities in and out of school, she never hesitates to volunteer to do something to help others. I am confident she will meet with great success in the next chapter of her life, but I will absolutely miss her smile. But it may be Ms. Tigno, our principal, who said it best. Shania is a shining star, bright in every possible way. A bright smile to light up the hallways, bright as an intelligence to share her knowledge with our community, a bright spirit to pick you up when you're feeling down. So while her academic prowess and civic dedication are most impressive, it is Shania's character and brightness that set her apart as a truly outstanding student. Congratulations, Shania.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Shania, I'm so glad you didn't put this in the write-up. What are your future plans after high school?
So I'm going into business management, and I haven't decided which college yet. I've gotten into about like 4 or 5 right now, so I have to wait. Yeah.
Awesome. So you're still kind of weighing all your options?
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations, and leave your goodies. I'd like to invite all our students back up with their certificates so we can take a group photo. I'm using my newsletter. Of course, this table doesn't work. The brakes on that, maybe. Going? Thank you very much. All right, so we have the tall folks in front of that screen and the lesser tall folks toward the front. All right, so have your awards up and let the paparazzi go first, and then I'll go second. I might actually be able to get you all in.
Test it. Just to make it. Yep.
And then have your, there we go. All right, go ahead, moms, dads, special guests, Photoshop away. All right. Congratulations. Round of applause for our or not, we do have snacks in the back, so help yourself. And once again, you gave us all a big smile on our day, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.